Hey bro, wat we vandaag gaan doen. Vandaag gaan we kijken naar een video van de internet anarchist. Ik moet even doen alsof ik het niet ken. Moet ik even... Maar we gaan kijken naar video The most disturbing Discord mod gets worse. What? Eigenlijk is mijn droom wel om Discord mod te worden. De nigger die geëxposed gaat worden of zo is Nova online. Maar deze gast heb ik volgens mij wel ooit tegen zien komen. Maar we gaan kijken of hij erger is dan... wie is erg? Dan EDP en
Becoming
shit.
a prime target for internet trolls, getting disowned by his own community, and being exposed for predatory behavior. For most people, this would have been enough to disappear from
EDP,
the internet
goal.
and quietly rebuild their lives. But not for Nova Online. Even after everything, he's not only kept on going, he's...
Yo, ik zie luiers en ik denk, vond die wifi skeleton nigger niet luiers lekker en zo?
Enough to disappear from the internet and quietly rebuild their life. But not for Nova Online. Even after everything, he's not only kept on going, he's doubled down, spiraling even further into pure degeneracy. And in the process, he's destroyed his own life, to the point where he might not even be safe in his own home.
Read the sign!
What?
No trespassing!
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the unending downfall of TikTok's notorious lol.
Oh, yo, shout-out naar iemand, mensen die op hem lijken, maar hij zelf niet. Deze nigger is raar, bro. Kijk hoe... Yo.
Online. His extremely depraved actions, relentless hunger for internet attention, and shameless refusal to change have left his life in ruins.
I don't wanna
and
blame
worst
you.
of all,
I don't
he's
wanna
not
blame
going
you.
down alone, but dragging everyone close to him into the same dumpster fire. Now, I've already covered parts of his story in an older video, but if you haven't seen that one, here's how everything went down. After years of desperately trying to break into content creation, Nova Online, real name Gabriel
This nigga's a
Gage,
VTuber?
finally caught a break on
Bro,
June 25th.
ik wist de waarheid over VTubers, man. Dit zijn de gemiddelde VTuber niggas, man.
2022, when a TikTok of him reviewing Wingstop went viral.
Trying Wingstop for the first time. Mildly spicy, but nothing that I can't bear. These are actually pretty decent, 8 out of 10.
The video pulled nearly 10 million views, but not for the reasons Nova was hoping. Nobody cared about his food review. What really caught everyone's attention was Nova himself, his looks to be more specific, which fit the internet stereotype of a Discord moderator a little too perfectly.
Yo, waarom is altijd deze gumball foto?
And with over 20,000 comments left under the post, the overwhelming majority were trolls piling on about his appearance. And this wasn't a one-time thing, because only a few weeks later, on July 6th, 2022, another one of Nova's videos blew up with similar numbers.
Trying Ultra Sunrise Monster Energy, and if you're wondering why I'm not at home, I'm at my church for Bible camp.
Oh, deze nigger werd nog dikker.
This sudden exposure pushed Nova into mainstream TikTok popularity, as his account skyrocketed past 200,000 followers. But this wasn't because people actually liked him or his content. His rise was carried almost entirely by trolls who showed up just to clown on him. That food looked embarrassed to be getting eaten by him. It looks like he hasn't taken a shower in years.
Yo,
at first,
what the
it was
fuck?
just cyberbullying, mean-spirited jokes, and people laughing at his expense. But moving into 2023, things took a much darker turn, once details from Nova's personal life started leaking. Outside of TikTok, Nova also ran a Discord server called Novine Universe. And it all started when content from that server started leaking, and revealed a side of Nova's personality that was bizarre to say the least. In multiple images shared on the server, Nova could be seen dressed like a baby,
this
sucking on
nigga's a
binky,
loser.
and even wearing diapers. And if that wasn't strange enough, chat logs exposed the depraved fetish behind this behavior. I really want a messy diaper today. Is it weird I find myself more comfy in diapers? Nova had something called an ABDL kink, which stands for Adult Baby Diaper Lover. And yeah, as gross as that sounds, on its own...
Yo, yo. Dat heeft iets te maken met die VTuber shit, man. Yo, die VTuber niggas hebben altijd iets raars aan hun, man. Yo. Ligt gewoon allemaal aan wie
It's
doers.
still technically harmless, but unfortunately for Nova, this was far from the worst thing the internet would find out about him. Because not long after, a new leaked video took things from not just questionable to outright disgusting.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
On the surface, it looked like more of the same gross behavior, only turned up by 100. But the thing is that Nova believed he was on a call with a 14-year-old girl. He was
What?
19 himself at the time, making this a straight-up crime. Nova's face was soon plastered all over YouTube,
Oh, this
with a
nigga's a
number of
loser.
commentary channels exposing his creepy, predatory behavior to a wider audience, and rightfully so. Nova, of course, denied everything.
TikTokers just trying to be fun, but all you want to do is falsely accuse them of crap they never did. Y'all are being legitimate assholes. Have you ever seen an episode of Darman? You would know to not be an asshole to people you don't know nothing about.
Deze nigger gebruikt... Deze nigger zei dat mensen niet... Deze nigger zeggen dat mensen hem niet mogen exposen. Omdat het in Darman wordt gezegd.
Don't judge people before you get to know them.
And when that didn't work, made one of the worst arguments in internet's history, going as far as to claim
What?
that it wasn't his fault that he was attracted to minors, and that it was the girl's fault for trying to flirt with him. Maybe he thought he was making a genuinely genius statement that no one could argue against. But to no one's surprise, this backfired horribly. It amplified that online hate so much, word of
Dus die
DJ
VTubers
antics
niggas,
spread
man.
through his local community, resulting in Nova getting booted by his church. This pushed him to crash out on TikTok Live.
At my breaking point, you're effing trolls who have nothing else better.
What the f... Nigger zei effing trolls, yo.
Antics spread through his local community,
This
resulting in
nigga's a
Nova
bot,
getting
yo.
booted by his church. This pushed him to crash out on TikTok Live.
At my breaking point, you're effing trolls who have nothing else better.
Yo, relax, bro.
Which, of course, made him the target of trolls, whose only purpose was to provoke him further and get funny reactions from him.
I can
They
smell
raided
the
his
breath,
Discord
bro.
server
Back
over
off.
and over again until it was shut down completely. And every time he tried to start a new one, it got nuked by raiders and taken down almost immediately. To rub salt in the wound, on April 17th, 2024, he also fell for a phishing link, losing access to his main TikTok account.
This is not a drill. This is not a f***ing drill. This is not a f***ing drill. My main account just got hacked.
Which was permanently taken
the
down
fuck?
not long after. That could have been the perfect moment for him to step away from the internet and try to rebuild a respectable life. But Nova was hooked on internet attention, even if all it brought him was hate, and this very obsession would soon destroy whatever chance he had left at redemption.
Ik had ook wel zeg maar een obsessie met internet aandacht toen ik dit soort video's maakte. En toen heel veel haatcomments kreeg. Maar ik vond ze grappig en ik vond ze leuk. Dus toen ging ik meer maken. Echt 5 van die video's.
You see, once the controversy died down and the internet moved on,
Holy shit,
Nova's
yo.
views started plummeting, with no real fanbase and nothing of value.
Dat is nog steeds hoge views. Voor mij is dat hoge views.
To keep people watching.
Shit, yo,
His
ik zou blij
new
zijn met 50k
TikTok account
views.
could barely scrape a fraction of the views he once had. But desperate to get back into the spotlight,
Holy shit,
Nova's
man.
content started spiraling in every direction imaginable. From god-awful karaoke videos,
Love and it was divine. Soon found out I was losing my mind. It seemed like the real thing, but it was so blind.
to random tech tips.
My PS5 is running out of storage. Let's install an SSD. First you pop off this panel.
To the same tired food reviews that nobody was asking for.
Kind of new Papa John's crispy cuppy.
Dit is een nigger een Nederlandse vlag in zijn
He
kamer.
even tried livestreaming himself playing video games.
I need to look and see what kind of CPU my Ryzen 5 is, because I am getting a Ryzen 9.
And, of course, dropping
what?
the occasional
What
streaming
zei hij?
himself playing video games.
I need to look and see what kind of CPU my Ryzen 5 is, because I...
Hoor ik dat goed? Of... Trouwens, dit is een heel goed voor een
getting a
Maar wat?
Ryzen 9.
And, of course, dropping the occasional political hot take.
About the Jim Crow laws being reintroduced, I knew about the whole anti-trans bills and all that. But the fact that you can get arrested, sent up to 20 years in prison for using a frickin' VPN, you kidding me?
Because that's exactly what everyone was dying to hear from a Discord moderator. Nova was throwing everything at the wall, praying something would stick. And in that desperate chase for a second shot at fame, he even started posting workout videos. For a moment, it seemed like he'd found a lane. A handful of viewers even cheered him on for at least trying to work on himself. But as usual, most of the interactions came from trolls mocking him for his poor form and lack of effort. And to be fair, the criticism wasn't off. Even after months of working out, there was barely any visible change to Nova's physique. He never even tried doing any of it properly, and had zero respect for basic gym etiquette.
Try decreasing 100 pounds, dip.
Excuse me? Could you clean up your language, please?
So when the gym content didn't work, Nova tried to launch yet another series sometime in early 2025. This time, the grand idea was to film and upload himself cleaning his house. And honestly, judging by the state of his background in every single video he ever posted, a cleaning arc was long overdue. Above all,
Maar
it
iedereen
was a
heeft
step
deze
in the
camera's
right
zo wel.
direction. Something as simple as cleaning his space might have been the first
Yo,
domino
what the
to
fuck zie ik
finally getting his
allemaal?
life back together.
Dingen met fucking Spanje en
Unfortunately,
zo.
just like his half-hearted fitness journey, the motivation didn't last long. Only a few episodes in, the spark died out.
Also, I just wanted to give an update on the house cleaning saga, so house cleaning saga streams will no longer happen.
And that
Holy
right
shit.
there is the core of all of his problems.
Deze nigga's haar is
His
droog, maar het
complete
lijkt nat.
unwillingness to
Maar mijn
even
haar
put
is
in the
nat, dus
bare
zeg maar,
minimum
ik
of
weet niet of mijn haar
effort
zeggen.
is exactly why he continues to be a walking punchline for the internet. Without any meaningful purpose driving him, even his positive ventures, whether it's lifting weights in the gym or picking up trash, end up being nothing more than performative stunts for attention. Because at the end of the day, Nova doesn't care about improving himself. He only cares about staying in the spotlight. No matter how sad, embarrassing, or pathetic the show has to be to get
Deze
there.
nigga
But
is
while his
perfect voor
online
dit soort
circus
thumbnails.
kept rolling, the consequences in his real
Yo,
life...
deze nigga hier. Deze nigga is perfect voor van die pedophile thumbnails, van die creep thumbnails, Discord mod thumbnails.
were
Yo.
finally starting to catch up. Towards the end of 2024, he lost his job and has been stuck in a cycle of joblessness ever since.
I'm fucking begging for a job at this point. I've gone almost 6 months unemployed.
And with his local community already aware of his degenerate antics and predatory behavior online, it's not exactly shocking that no one wanted to hire him. Eventually, out of sheer desperation, Nova turned to his followers and asked them to help him land a job.
18 plus fans, I'm still struggling to find a job because, as I've said before, not even McDonald's wants me. So if you're a manager looking for a job,
Maar deze nigga
again,
ziet er ook niet echt professioneel uit of zoiets.
But instead of real opportunities, all he
Ew,
got were
wat
fake
yo,
job
deze foto,
offers
man.
and trolls baiting him for laughs.
I just wanna thank TikTok for reminding me that I've been unemployed for 3 months. I've been applying to countless jobs. Have fallen for 2 fucking fake job offers.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for him, they did. Around the same time, Nova was also kicked out of the TikTok Creator Fund program.
So, as many of you know, I got removed from the Creator Fund a few days ago.
Although it's unclear why exactly TikTok pulled the
Goed,
plug,
dat is goed,
the
dat is
one
goed.
and only stream of income Nova had was now gone, leaving him completely unemployed.
Niggas heeft foto's
And
van
while
burgers en
anyone
zo.
in his position would have cut
Ja, deze
expenses
foto's
to
van
the
deze niggas
bone,
zijn-
Nova did the complete
What the
opposite.
fuck?
He kept spending like nothing had changed, blowing money on takeout,
Because I make more than they spend.
Bruschetta pizza? Let's give this a shot.
expensive tech gadgets,
I got a MetaQuest 3S to replace my MetaQuest 2.
and even Pokemon cards.
I have got
What the
a
fuck?
ton of Pokemon card packs. I bought a Super Elite Trainer box.
His irresponsibility caught
What
up
the
to him at
fuck?
home. Frustrated by a 21-year-old son's inability to get even a basic job, let alone take responsibility, Nova's mum started demanding that he'd pay rent if he wanted to keep living under her roof. The pressure pushed Nova into some pretty desperate territory, at one point he even admitting to considering starting an OF account. But luckily, on May 4th, 2025,
Niemand zou
after
dat
almost 6 months of
subscriben
being
daarop.
completely unemployed, Nova landed a job at a local Denny's.
Your boy got a new job. Fucking finally, the job search arc is over.
For a brief moment, it actually looked like he might turn a corner.
And I'm just gonna tell you how my first day went. Like, it went pretty smoothly, and I pretty much had no issues with any of my workers, except that some of them were quite annoyed at some of the tables, which is kind of fair. Like, I sometimes get how servers can be in the back of the house versus part of the house. So yeah, to answer your question, how my first work shift at the new workplace went, it went pretty smooth, no issues at all, and I actually had fun working.
But as always, the streak didn't
Okay.
last. Within just 2 weeks,
Alle niggas
Nova's
is
time at
gevonden.
Denny's was already over. And while you'd probably assume this was another case of his reputation catching up with him, the reality turned out to be very different. One of his co-workers later posted a video revealing the actual reason his job had ended.
He's just a weird kid, and he would play weird brain rot TikTok music in the kitchen over everyone else's music. He would consistently ask everyone, guess what? And then you would say what? And he'd say, these nuts. Pretty annoying.
And just like that, Nova
Holy
managed to
shit,
throw
niggas
away
ziet er ook
one
uit
of
alsof
the
hij dat soort grappen zouden
opportunities he'd
maken.
spent months begging for, simply because he's an
Deze
incredibly
nigga hebben sowieso echt die Reddit humor, man.
foolish, self-destructive
Van Big
mess
Chungus en
who
zo.
refuses to even do the bare minimum to hold his life together. But reckless irresponsibility isn't the only force sinking Nova's life. His stubborn refusal to learn and his habit of repeating the same humiliating mistakes again and again and again
Holy
has
shit.
damaged his life just as much, if not more. On May 25th, he announced yet another brand new Discord server.
And the relaunch of the Discord server is coming soon.
Right away, it felt like a horribly careless decision, as every previous attempt to do so ended in complete disaster. But clearly, Nova simply can't stop himself from acting on the same twisted urges, because soon after the announcement, new images of him dressed up as a baby started circulating online once again. And really, what better
Holy
place for him
shit.
to put that kind of degenerate behavior on display
the
than a
fuck?
public Discord server that anyone could join? Even though Nova
Ew.
did say the server would be 18 plus only,
And this time, it's 18 plus. So I know nothing's bad's gonna happen to it.
he completely failed to ensure that rule. Within days of the server going live, miners had already slipped their way in. And just like before, the whole thing imploded. The server was raided, hacked, and every channel was named to Fat PDF Get Hacked. Not long after, the whole thing was nuked and shut down.
Dat is
I'm
goed.
never being another fucking Discord server again.
Deze video zag ik. Dat is hoe deze gast ooit heb gezien.
And
Daar
every
weet ik
channel
niks van
was
hem. Ik weet alleen
named
dat
to
hij
Fat PDF
een pedo
Get
is
Hacked.
die
Not
zijn
long
Discord werd
after,
gehackt.
the whole thing was nuked and shut down.
I'm never being another fucking Discord server again. This is
Goed,
the
goed, goed.
motherfucking fourth. My life, everything. I'm fucking done.
By now, none of it was even surprising anymore, except this time, the fallout went far beyond the Discord server and spilled directly into Nova's real life. The very next day, Nova was swatted. The ex-account at
Oh.
Novine Leaks posted
Yo.
screenshots of a conversation with him to confirm it, reading, "Someone said I was holding a nephew hostage. They put me in handcuffs and the cruiser and everything. They searched the whole house before they found out that it was a SWAT attempt." And turning it into a further nightmare for his family, only days later, trolls doxed his uncle's phone number, sending Nova into another meltdown while he was on call with his mum.
Mom, this is urgent. Fucking urgent. Andy just texted me again. His phone number got leaked, and now he's planning. He's gonna give me two. I'm fucking scared.
And somehow, it still managed to get worse, when trolls went as far as trespassing onto his family's house.
Oh.
No trespassing! You too, bitch! Yeah, I'm fine. You can see me shaking. Shit.
What the fuck?
By this point, things have completely spiraled out of control for Nova. The aftermath of his degeneracy online has escalated into something
Yo,
that is now
wat is er
endangering
foto's
his
van?
real life, and even the people around him. And while everything that happened, from the swatting to the trespassing, is completely out of line and impossible to justify, the truth is that Nova drove himself straight into this mess. His constant need for attention, his refusal to take accountability, and his obsession with repeating the same destructive patterns have paved every step of his downfall, and unless he finally steps away from the internet and tries to repair the damages, this descent won't stop until there's nothing left of his life to salvage. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and click the video.
Shout-out naar de internet-anarchist. Ik ga alleen niet liken en subscriben, maar shout-out naar jou. Ik hoop dat jullie wel voor mij gaan liken en subscriben op deze video. Anders is het niet echt goed. Kijk, weet je wat? Ik ga zelfs dit doen. Fuck. Boom. Niemand anders zie je dat doen, hè? Niemand anders zie je dat doen. Oké, like, abonneer en dan zie ik je volgende keer. Trust me, but I'm still sorry for my